Gemini, before we begin, take a breath and give yourself a moment to slow down. Your mind has probably been moving quickly lately, jumping from one thought to another, trying to understand what is happening and what might happen next. But August 11th carries a message that is much quieter than the noise inside your head. Something is about to become clearer. The tarot suggests that this day may bring information you have been missing. A message, conversation, unexpected encounter, or simple realization could suddenly connect pieces that have felt disconnected for some time. You may even find yourself thinking, "Now I understand why that happened," and that realization could change the way you look at your next step. Gemini, you are naturally curious. When something doesn't make sense, you want answers. You ask questions, you analyze people's behavior, and sometimes you replay conversations in your mind long after they have ended. But the cards are asking you not to overthink everything on August 11th. Some answers are coming toward you naturally. You don't need to chase them. There is a strong communication energy around this day, and that is especially important for you. Words will carry more weight than usual. Something someone says may stay in your mind because it contains more truth than you initially realize. Could be a simple sentence, a short message, a phone call, a casual conversation, but something about it may make you stop and think. For some Gemini natives, this could involve a person from the past. Someone you haven't spoken to in a while may suddenly appear again. They may reach out directly, or you may hear their name through someone else. The important question isn't necessarily why they came back. The important question is what you feel when they do. Do you feel excited, peaceful, confused, or strangely indifferent? Your reaction will tell you more than their words. The tarot suggests that you've changed more than you realize. You may no longer want the same things you wanted several months ago, and that's okay. People grow. Feelings change. Priorities evolve. You don't owe your past self a promise to remain exactly the same forever. Now let's look at your career, because August 11th carries an interesting professional message for Gemini. Something involving communication, networking, technology, writing, sales, education, business, or social connections could become important. You may receive an email or message that deserves your attention. Someone could ask you to participate in a project. You might hear about an opening or opportunity through a friend or colleague. Or you may suddenly have an idea that could improve the way you work. Don't dismiss an idea simply because it seems too small. Gemini has a natural ability to connect ideas that other people don't immediately see as connected. That ability could become your advantage. If you've been feeling bored or frustrated in your current career, August 11th may also bring a realization that you need more mental stimulation. You may not necessarily need to leave your current job immediately. Perhaps you need a new responsibility, a new skill, a new project, or simply a different environment. The cards encourage you to identify what is actually missing. Is it money, recognition, freedom, creativity, growth? Or are you simply exhausted? Those are very different problems, and each requires a different solution. If you're searching for work, pay close attention to people rather than only job advertisements. A recommendation could become more valuable than another application. Someone may mention your name in a conversation you don't even know is happening. Your next opportunity could come through your network. So don't isolate yourself. Talk to people. Respond to messages. Reconnect with useful contacts. You never know which conversation might open a door. Now let's move to money. Gemini, your financial energy on August 11th is connected strongly with information. You may learn something that helps you make a better financial decision. Perhaps you discover a new way to save. Maybe you receive information about a payment. You could hear about an opportunity to earn additional income. Or you may finally understand why a certain financial situation has been delayed. The cards suggest that knowledge itself becomes valuable. Don't make financial decisions based on rumors. Don't rush because someone tells you that an opportunity is once in a lifetime. Take your time. Read the details. Ask questions. And if something doesn't make sense, don't pretend that it does. Your curiosity is one of your greatest financial strengths when you use it wisely. There is also a warning about scattered spending. You may find yourself buying several small things throughout the day without realizing how quickly they add up. One purchase doesn't seem important. Then another. Then another. And suddenly you've spent far more than you intended. August 11th is a good day to become more conscious of where your money is going. You don't have to deprive yourself. You simply need awareness. There is also a possibility of an unexpected financial development. A delayed payment. A refund. Commission. A small bonus. A new client. Or an opportunity that begins modestly but could grow over time. Don't judge financial opportunities only by their immediate value. Look at their potential. Now, Gemini, let's talk about the unexpected events surrounding August 11th. The cards suggest that something may happen that changes your schedule. You may receive an invitation you didn't expect. Someone could cancel a plan. A meeting might be moved. You could meet someone while doing something completely ordinary. And strangely enough, this disruption could put you in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. That's why you shouldn't become frustrated when your plans change. You may think, this is annoying. But later you may realize, this happened for a reason. The tarot is showing a day where coincidence and timing become important. So leave a little room for spontaneity. Don't plan every minute. Allow life to surprise you. In love, Gemini, August 11th brings an especially interesting energy. If you're single, someone may capture your attention through conversation. This isn't necessarily the kind of attraction that begins with a dramatic physical spark. It may begin with curiosity. You may find yourself thinking, I want to know more about this person. That is significant for Gemini. Your mind needs to be stimulated before your heart fully opens. Someone who makes you laugh, challenges your thinking, or understands the way you communicate could become surprisingly important. But don't rush. Let the connection develop naturally. If you're already in a relationship, communication is once again the key. There may be something you've been avoiding discussing because you don't want an argument. But the longer you avoid it, the larger it can become in your mind. Choose the right moment. Speak honestly. And give the other person room to explain themselves. Not every disagreement means the relationship is failing. Sometimes two people simply need to understand each other better. The cards also suggest that someone may surprise you emotionally. A person you thought didn't care may show more concern than expected. Someone who seemed distant may finally open up. Or someone you trusted may reveal something that changes your perspective. Don't react immediately. Listen first. Then decide what you want to do. Family matters may also require your attention. Someone close to you may share news or ask for advice. You may feel responsible for helping them find a solution. But remember that advice is not the same as control. You can support someone without deciding their life for them. And you don't need to carry their emotions home with you. Protect your own mental space. Gemini, your mind is one of your greatest gifts, but sometimes it can become your biggest source of exhaustion. You think. Then you think about what you thought. Then you imagine what someone else might think about what you said. And suddenly you've created an entire story from one small moment. August 11th asks you to stop doing that. Not every silence is rejection. Not every delay is failure. Not every change means something bad is coming. Sometimes a situation simply needs time. There is also a spiritual message in your reading. Pay attention to repeated numbers, unexpected coincidences, dreams, and words that seem to appear repeatedly. You may notice the same phrase in different places. Hear the same song unexpectedly. See a number repeatedly. or receive the same advice from completely different people. These moments can be useful reminders to pause and reflect. Your intuition may be communicating through patterns, but remember to combine intuition with common sense. You don't need to turn every coincidence into a prophecy. Simply allow it to make you more aware. By the evening of August 11th, you may find yourself thinking about one particular decision. Perhaps you've been choosing between two paths, two people, two jobs, two possibilities. The tarot suggests that clarity may come when you stop asking, which option looks better? And instead ask, which option gives me peace? That question could reveal more than logic alone. Because Gemini, you can always find reasons for both sides. You can argue yourself into almost any decision, but your emotional response may already know the answer. Listen to it. There is another important message around your future. Don't be afraid to change direction. Changing your mind doesn't mean you're weak. It means you learned something new. You are allowed to realize that a dream no longer fits. You are allowed to want something different. You are allowed to start again. And perhaps August 11th will remind you of exactly that. You are not trapped by decisions you made in the past. You can choose again. As the day comes to an end, something may become clearer. A conversation may finally make sense. A financial situation may begin moving. A professional opportunity may appear. A person may reveal their true intentions. Or you may simply realize that you're ready to stop waiting. And that internal decision could be the most important event of all. Gemini, don't underestimate the power of one clear thought. One decision can change a week. 1 week can change a month. And 1 month can change the direction of an entire year. So on August 11th, keep your eyes open. Listen carefully. Read your messages twice before responding emotionally. Pay attention to opportunities. Protect your money. And don't be afraid of unexpected changes. The tarot doesn't suggest that every surprise will be easy, but it does suggest that some of the unexpected developments around you may ultimately work in your favor. You may begin the day thinking you know exactly what you want, and you may end it realizing that something better is possible. That's the beautiful part of this reading. You don't need to know the entire future. You only need to recognize the next door when it opens. Gemini, your story is changing through communication, choices, and unexpected connections. Something you hear may matter. Someone you meet may matter. Something you decide may matter. And perhaps the most important message of August 11th is this: stop searching for certainty before you move. Sometimes you have to take the first step before the path becomes visible. Trust your intelligence. Trust your experience. Trust your intuition. But most importantly, trust yourself enough to move forward. The answers you've been waiting for may already be on their way. And when they arrive, you may finally understand why the delay was necessary. August 11th is not simply another day. For Gemini, it can be the moment when confusion begins turning into clarity, hesitation becomes movement, and an unexpected change starts looking like the beginning of something much better. Keep your mind open, keep your heart honest, and let the day reveal what you were never meant to force.